OK， 大家晚上好 ，Black 晚上好，志勇晚上好 ，Ivy 晚上好，我的声音有问题吗？今天就继续玩，也不是继续了，开一个新的游戏啊，就继续我们的那个补坑计划，补坑计划的第3步就是这一个遗忘之城 ，Mayfield 了，好，那这个游戏是我朋友介绍给我的。玩什么的，好像是讲轮回的啊，所以在这里也一样先读一下作者写的东西，就是这个游戏充满了阴谋诡计和剧情反转，所以如果有打算玩这个游戏的人就斟酌观看了。废话不多说，我们就开始玩。我希望不恐怖啊这个游戏，因为我看那个封面图有点可怕。3人为核心的小团队，历经4年开发完成了结局各异的神秘冒险。OK， 采取暴力并不可取。OK， 不能打人。好，我们来看一下，现在。
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
我是谁？有什么分别？哦，男跟女。游戏声音有问题的话跟我说一下，让我选男的。肤色有什么分别？第一人称都看不到自己的看不到自己的样子。
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
有被动技能，考古学家。OK， 可以洞察古代世界。士兵拥有自制武器，只有10发子弹，由于不能普通弹药斟酌使用。逃犯，你躲避捉捕的经历让你的脚步更加利落，冲刺时提高25%。你的头部创伤经历了提升你的疼痛忍耐力，抗击倒属性50%。选考古吧。
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured, or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here. No matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him. So I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
我能先问几个问题吗？
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy, I just... What do you want to know?
阿尔是谁？
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
我想听听你的故事。
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an
没有未
endless
来的
commute.
工作。
Know what I mean?
你都不打算告诉我你的名字吗？
Oh, I'd rather not say if
我
it's
先
all the
玩一个
same
游
to
戏，
you.
挂台好，没问题。我真的想知道，更何况是我都打算帮你忙了。
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
凯伦梗已经，好，谢谢你救了我，凯伦。
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
我们在
You
哪
really
里？
don't remember? We're in Italy.
意
This
大
river
利
is。the Tiber.
你对那片废墟了解多少
Not？ much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
见面不久就有梗了，什么梗？我目前还很认真的去听他讲话。你试过找人帮忙了吗？
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
好，那我没有其他问题了。
Great. So you're ready to go look for
凯
Al?
伦梗，我不懂什么梗，我没有问他，我直接跟他谢谢就算了。我打算进去寻找那些无价文物，不过也会顺道留意他的下落。
My hero. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
嗯，手电筒。好。哇，好像有点卡。我先把我的那个滑鼠灵敏度调高一点。好，好像很像恐怖游戏哦。寻找有关阿尔下落的线索。好，可以跑，跑起来！阿尔的笔记。
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground.
我还没有，我还没有，哇！我跌下去了！哇！
Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth
上前
and
接
be
受
judged.
审判
The。virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this
哇，好
shall
可
be
怕
their
哦！
final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time?
好，
Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
好。啊，一个止步不前的罗马角斗士是什么能让一个角斗士也想逃命呢？哇，好可怕哦！这里，哦，不会突然间冲出什么东西吧？哇，卡了，加载中。哇！一个年轻的罗马女人看起来在祈求饶命。哇！废墟。OK， 按 F5 可以快速保存，先存一下。F9 就快速加载。好。一个罗马军队指挥官正仓促的逃离什么？又来诡异了哦。 一个恐惧的罗马军团士兵。好，继续走。一个罗马女人，像是在祈求永远不会到来的帮助。越玩越心惊胆跳。
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse,
死了。
you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
好，可是没有办法，我必须向前走了。引出来的神明老师，哦，这个就是回到过去的门嘛。那我，哇，他把我吸进去了。 现在还很迷，到底会去哪呢？开头就这么神秘了，对啊。不懂要 loading 几久？ OK， 录好了。嗯，我已经回到过去了吗？浮雕检查一下。OK， 两个女人。哦，回到过去了。Hello， 你好。
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and
加列
what
里
you
乌
were
斯。
doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
普罗塞碧娜的神殿。
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine?
我是 Hero， 我刚从未来来到这里。
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
我正经问你，今天是哪年哪月哪日？
We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March?
哪一年
It's 817 AUC.
？AUC
Sorry,
817。
you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the empire are you from exactly?
那么说，现在是CE 65年。
CE? No idea what you're talking about. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
你们的
Not
法律
laws, law.
律
There's
法
just one, the golden rule.
黄
And
金
the
法
punishment for
则。
breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, are you coming?
好吧，请带路。
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her if I were you. She's, it's not a place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Ah, don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like
他们和你我不一
Don't
样。
let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
有什么事
I
吗？
expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the golden rule.
黄金
Shouldn't take too
法
long.
则。
He's busy preparing for the election later today.
好的，请带路。
The only thing you really need to understand right now is the golden rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would
这一
die
筹
for the
杀驴
crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the golden rule is exactly 10
黄金
times
法则
worse.
比他
The
严厉的
magistrate
倍
can。explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
OK， 有点卡，我先调一下那个画质。好，好 ，Hello， 你好。
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
我是 Hero。
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of a man of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
她真美呀！
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that
无人犯
time,
下任何
not
罪
a
行，
single
无
sin
人斗
has
殴，
been
无人偷
committed.
窃，一个
No
人都
fights,
没有。
no theft,
嗯，
nothing.
无罪之城。
Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
我还真不曾见过。
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person
哦，
commits a
一
sin,
人犯了罪，大家都会
every
死。
last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one."
一人作恶，众人受难。
Together, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden
马
Rule.
上就有
Why
人违
else
背
would
黄金
Proserpina
法
send you
则。
now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please.
他好像知道我一定会来哦。这里对罪行的定义是什么？
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome.
神圣
It is
协
only
议。
by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
我觉得这可能不是个好主意。符合法律的事情，不见得就符合道德。况且在我老家那边，大家认为你们有许多法律和习俗都很野蛮。我先不跟他吵架吧，有道理。
I'm glad you agree. The key things to remember are that we have laws forbidding treason and
谋
blasphemy,
杀、殴打、强
murder,
奸、
assault,
盗
and
窃、
rape,
纵火。
as well as theft and arson and so on. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
你为什么说我是普罗塞庇那派来的？
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
没错，我来自2000年后的未来。
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us?
怎么了吗？这个城市，都变成黄金雕像了。
Imagined it, our downfall 1,000 times, but it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
仪式是怎么回事？
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly.
它会夺去举行仪式的人的生命。
I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
我在神殿里看到了遗体。
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
我尽力而为啊。
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
你为什么不能自己去调查？
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
好，你有怀疑的人吗？
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
我怎么知道？告诉我你真实的想法。
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
如果我这么做了，你会帮我回到我自己的年代吗？
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
当然有个不可，没有其他问题了。
Good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
好的，那我进去了。
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to
授
leave.
权我那么好。
Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
好，我这就
Oh,
去。
and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia
阿波罗神
at the
殿。
Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
好，好，我这就去。阿波罗神殿，按 Tab 可以看任务。好，好，有蛮多任务的哦。那我们去阿波罗神殿，可以直接跳过去吗？会摔死吗？我们来试下会不会摔死？哇哇！会摔死，会摔死。哼，我已经要死了。
Citizen,
Hello， 不好意思，我刚刚是从上面跳下来了。哇，好好好。
What now?
怎么了？先讲你自己的故事行吗？
I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. so the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say. And the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
你是怎么来到这里的？
I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing all right for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some genetricum fugitive tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver.
哦，他也是穿越过来的。
I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
我很抱歉。
Don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Centilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
您跟我讲讲行政官吗？
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words.
是多个派。
Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
你知道出去的路
I
吗？
went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
我能看看居民登记簿吗？
I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
好，谢谢。奥雷利亚，阶级平民，职责酒馆老板，住处贫民窟酒馆，备注声称知道出路。按字母顺序记录城中每个人身份的登记簿。好，谢谢。
Of course.
你对黄金法则怎么看呢？
Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like hundred-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
哦，在我的故乡，这样做被称为集体惩罚，这算是一种战争罪。
A war crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent.
我们两人来自完全不同的世界。
Seems that way. War crimes. Ridiculous.
我们聊点其他的吧。
If you like.
你打算给谁投票呢？
Not that it's any of your business. But my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage. But he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change.
那不就是在示弱吗？
Hey, if you think you can do better, be my guest. But I won't hold my breath. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
我要走了。OK， 目前这个罗马城在忙着选举，有可能会引发黄金法则的人，就是选举中的其中一人。哇，好可怕！你不要在我耳朵旁边讲话，可以吗？先跑！喂，这里已经有人变成黄金了吗？好，卢克丽夏，你好。
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend.
Yulia.
She was a good woman.
发生了什么？
She was poisoned.
被人下毒。
She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her. Or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule. Or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
我会想办法。
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
你是怎么到这里来的？
My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here. I wish some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine.
你对黄金法则怎么看？
A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands.
我们能谈谈关于尤利亚的事吗？
Sure. What do you want to know?
他，你觉得他是被人投入还是想自杀？
Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it.
中了什么毒在讲？
Hemlock, I believe.
为什么想
I haven't
死？
seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolas's villa, and they are quite secretive.
来点别的吧。
Gladly.
没有东西了
Well,。come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
诶，哦，哇，一座阿波罗的石雕像，罗马和希腊神话中师长的疾病治愈等方面的神明。看一下啊，说服迪修斯。OK， 我们先做这个。可以偷东西吗？可以偷哦。不偷不偷，等一下一触发了黄金法则就翘辫子了。烤面包的简单食谱，可以看后面了。怎么反了？很奇怪，这个食谱怎么反都是上下颠倒。Hello.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little.
竟然不是手写的，我觉得原版应该是手写的，只是切换成中文变成就是那样的样子了。我需要一些松香草籽。
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
哇，你这是拿救人的药漫天要价，你怎么能这样？
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
抢走它！喂，你听到了吗？
Hear what?
没有事。
You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands.
奈维亚怎么了？
She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this Sylphium or not?
我上哪里去找1000迪纳里？
That's hardly my concern. But if you get a
过5
job,
年
work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
没有那么多钱
Very。well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget?
你可以讲一下你自己的故事吗？偷啊，可以偷吗？我
You mean how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
说来听一下。
Right? Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious
哇，
objects.
我会不会要触发那个黄金法则？如
Mostly
果我偷了
sculptures, vases, the
等一下我
occasional
试下
slave,
偷啊。
fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, open to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy."
手推车，女孩只能上一个，也是我做的所有人都会做的选择。你做了那个所有人都会做的，你选了手推车是吗？
Of course I chose the
Oh,
cart. I mean, I
okay.
can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
然后你就带上它了。
I dived in after it, of course.
哇
Weren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
你好坏哦，听起来你活该
Couldn't agree
啊！
more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable treasure trove.
宝库啊！
Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
他肯定不是坏人，只是他是一个很贪婪的人。你知道出去的路吗？不知道。
If you're desperate, I did hear that
奥
already
地
down
利
at
亚
the
之城
tavern
知道
claims
出
to
路
know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust
奥
them.
雷利亚
Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
鬼鬼祟祟是吗？我真没有
Oh,
注意
yeah,
到。
gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back though.
你对黄金法则怎么看？
It's terrible for inflation, is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here.
通货
Of
膨胀。
course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you
你
happen
要
to
来
find
干嘛
one,
啦？
bring it to me
你
and
是不
we'll
是要犯罪，要把所有人变成金？行政官不是禁止持有武器吗？
Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet.
我会留意。你会投票给谁？
Gladiolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
我先不要讲什么。
Certainly.
我要走
Very
了，拜
well.
拜。
Another
我去
time.
偷你东西啊！你东西放在哪里？余修斯，我先存个档，哈，先存个档，然后偷东西咯。如果我偷的话，会不会直接中黄金法则？来看一下。哇，真的中了！哇！
for the sins of the one.
哇，所有人变成金了！跑哦，跑哦！哇！跑哦！拜拜！哇，不要射我啊！跑起来！对不起，我不是要偷你的东西，我只是要实验一下而已。没有东西，拜拜。这样子我会不会把他的东西顺在手上了？完了，没有事，我是无敌的，我又回来了，哈哈哈哈！谁叫我是飞毛腿？我们看一下啊，我们身上有什么东西？物品栏。意思是说我犯法，我先把他们东西偷完了，我再跑回来再 loop 多一次，我就可以保有他们的东西。Hello。
Salve, friend.
我是 Hero， 我们以前进行过这样的对话。
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
你的名字叫做加列里乌斯，你是来带我去见圣地巫师，这样他就能向我介绍黄金法则。
Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
没问题，我走了。
Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
什么装置？飞索把手。好，谢谢你。
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang onto the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely
完全是安全的，大概吧。
Probably.
好，谢谢，我走了，拜拜。
See you around.
所以我。 先回去找那个什么武士哦，名字很难记，那罗马名字。啊，不好意思，卡着了。听到我吗？能啊。Hello， 你好。
Salve, stranger. Very well. Another time.
你的商店在哪？在这里吗？啊，忘了，是这里。我又偷钱喽，拜拜，哈哈，拜拜，钱喽。哇！对不起啊，好痛，哦，好痛。落第二次了，我就是从零开始的异世界生活的男主啊，冲啊！不过这次要跑了。行政官，哈哈，拜拜，谢谢行政官。我现在做2多端了，我发现。哎呀，我又回来了。哇，不过我的受的伤害还会保留哦。哇，完了，这不是无敌了。Hello， 你好。
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and
尽量拿。
taking on a gladiator and lost?
啊，我就写了，拜拜。
Of course. What did you want?
你经历过些什么
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
我有事件。
I'm a farmer, always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia,
Hello, it's you.
with my
没有
parents
错了。
and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock loading.
可是我不能一直用啊，因为我一受伤，我的伤害是会保留的。
My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young.
经营的很艰难。
More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing.
但是找不到恢复 HP 的方法。对，我要去找一下。
Just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the
一
middle.
斧头把老外劈成2半。
There were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash.
我的妹妹们死了，他们让我活着，就是要让我看到他们做了什么。
To see what they'd done.
哦。
Still burns whenever I think about it.
啊，真是有点令人难过。
Well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long
布
before
利
Boudica
坚
led
人
thousands of
发
Britons in
起
a
了对
rebellion
罗
against
马
the
人的
Romans.
叛乱。
Unfortunately,
不幸的是，罗马人人多势众，我们幸存下来的人沦为了奴隶。因此，后来我被运往罗马，拍卖给出价最高的人。
to be sold to the
哇，
highest
好
bidder.
惨哦，他。
I spent a few years working for my new master,
啊，
learning the Romans' ways.
名字也被罗马化
Tried to
了。
escape a couple of times, but they always found me. And I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings.
全部都是往河流那边跑。
I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. Next thing I knew, some
一
stranger
些陌
was
生
dragging
人
me out of
把
a
我
river.
从一条河里拖
Stumbled
出。
across this place and started my life over again.
哦，很高兴你终于得到了解脱。
That's what I thought too, for a
啊，
while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans.
不是，
Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes
哦，
the best bit
神
for
帝巫
himself,
师，
of
你
course.
那么坏
He
的
even
吗
told？ me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe
哦，
him, but
神
then,
帝巫师抓到你的
so it turns out our
把柄
dear
了
old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting, and he'll get his one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away.
我是不会告诉神帝巫师。好，当然。
Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough
还
of
想
me
聊点什
rambling.
么吗？
Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
你知道自己出去的路吗？虽
As
然你
much
是
as
不
I'd
懂
love。to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks
哦，
back.
他女儿
Could
不
be
见
she
了。
found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me.
Sentilla，神蒂亚。
Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know?
你对选举有什么看法？
I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as
那
bad.
连
Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a
你来
speech
做
or
吧
put on，a
加
toga in
加
my
列
life.
里乌斯。那我先走
All
先
right.，
拜拜。
See you around.
我回去找刚刚那个被我偷了2次东西的人买东西。跑哦跑哦！跑 ！Hello， 你好。
Wonder how much one of these statues
我有钱了。
stranger. And welcome to our idyllic little slice of the empire. I'm Dacius.
好，
Certainly.
1000没有问题。我拿你的钱买你的东西，很合理，对吧？来这里，
Oh, you have it. I'm impressed.
谢谢。极其珍贵的古罗马治疗痛病的药物。好，
Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything else?
好，我要走。
Very well. Another time.
Hello，
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying?
我已经穿越了
She's
2、
been
3次了。
She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that cool
应该讲
as
是3
Decius
次。
won't give it to me.
来，这里有，拿去吧
What?。Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this
Hamida.
exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
老实说，我告诉你，你是不会相信的。
Look, if you don't want to tell me, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. But no matter. That was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself.
没有事，
She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments.
不客气，不
And
客气。
maybe she can tell us who poisoned her and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
我总是能听到雕像的低语，这正常吗？
Oh no.
这绝对不正
Sorry,
常。
I don't mean to
好，
worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other
还有个
person
人
who
说
claimed
他
she
能
could
听到
hear
雕
the
像跟
statues
他讲
talking
话
to。her. But that was Nevia.
那
and,
维亚
she went a little.
他们的名字很难记哦。
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her,
就是见到她，我是说我们中最后有人见到她的时候，她正在跟一尊雕像窃窃私语。
And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Sorry?
I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Thanks, I suppose. That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Hey, hello. 你好回了吗？那么快？
Oh, it's you.
谁下毒给你？
I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted?
你需要些什
Lucretia
么？
says I'm supposed to rest.
能告诉我发生了什么吗？
As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions.
我想知道一个人是怎么在不打破黄金法则的情况下毒害你的。
The golden rule.
这是我最不担心的事情了。
The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler.
是他们给你下的毒。
Just leave me alone. I don't
我要来
want to
帮你，
talk
你要告
about
诉我
it.，
你告诉我发生什么事情，我才可以帮你。
Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
我有的是时
All
间。
right. I'd been here about a week.
哦，哎，
When it
差不多
dawned
一个
on me
星
I'd be
期，
trapped
才
here
意
for
识
the
到
rest
下
of
半辈
my
子会被
life.
困在这里，
I could
沮丧
hardly
到
breathe and
几乎无法
I
呼吸。
knew I had to get out somehow.
哦，你知道你得出
So
去，
when my
所
new
以
friend
当你的新朋
Aurelia
友
offered me
奥
a
雷利
secret
亚
way out,
提出要告诉你一条秘密出路时，你
and then
愿
I
意为
learned
此
her
做任何
asking
事，
price. 1,000
又要
denarii.
1000。
She was
没有事，
supposed to
没有
be
事
my。friend. I
我
told
现
her
在
it
手
would
上
take
还
me
有
years
1000。
to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus.
那
And
要
I
借
did.，
我借了。你想着出去之后就不用再还了，对吗？
I'm not proud of it, but yes, I was surprised he agreed to it, to be honest. But I was so happy to have the money I didn't
不要乱借
question it.
钱啊，没有本
I
事还
had。to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was?
让我猜猜，
Hemlock.
就是死。什么是
It's a deadly
Hemlock.
poison made from a plant. Drink
毒剂
this, she said, and you'll be out of
Wow.
here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just
好
looked
坏
at
哦，
me
他
with。those cruel black
那么这里
eyes.
感觉蛮多人都是踩在那种灰色地带
She
来
laughed. She
来犯法
immediately told
来避免
Malleolus
掉那一个
I'd
黄
tried to
金法
escape
则。
without paying him back. Only he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked
2个人一开始就计划好了的。
the two of them had planned the
这2个也
whole
不是什
thing
么好
from the
卡。
beginning.
他们的做法确定会打破黄金法则吧？
That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd
他被
signed
骗了，
over my
他被
labor
骗
for
签
30 years
contract。
and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral.
没有事，我这里有
and made
1000。
me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She set me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me.
他们忘了没收一样东西。
But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock.
哦，所以你给你自己下毒？
I just wanted it to be over.
哦，
But it
好
seems I messed
好
that
好
up
明
too.
白明白。
Should have drunk all of it.
整件事你也不完全无辜。
Don't you think
你
I
以为我
know
不知道
that?
吗？当然知
I brought it
道
on。myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other.
这么说骗
I don't
是
know
不会触
how
发
I
黄
could
金
have
法
been
则的。
so stupid.
啊，你现在会怎么
When
样？
I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at
我可以原
night
你给
with the
钱的，
thought
放
of a
心。
permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course.
哎，抱歉，我能帮
I
你什么
doubt
吗？
it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule.
黄金法则。
Maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
啊，我有个更好的主意，要花多少钱买你的
A
自由？
lot.
很多。
But it doesn't matter.
又跟了一个我不认识的人，
I made a
又有一
suicide
个
pact
不认识的人
with
出现了，
Obvious
乌
last
尔
night.
皮
He's
乌
in
斯。
exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and
哇，
Aurelius
那
set
两
the
个坏
same
人
trap
呢？
for him a month
要
after
去
they did
偷
it
他
to
们东
me.
西啊！
He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him.
也许我能帮他。
I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so
我只
determined
是
to
个
help
路过
me.
的时空穿越者。
Thank you.
那我马上去，我去找人喽。
May Apollo keep you safe.
陌生人 ，Hello， 你又是谁？
Name's Rufius.
路飞乌斯。
Watch your step.
说说你的
Can't
事。
talk long. Got to stay sharp.
我现在要在这个
Families
城
from solution
里面
continues.
打，
Babylon.
去了解每个人的背景，
In Rome in the long
然后
time.
再从里面找出一个会导致引发黄金法则的人。
One they call ironclads.
第六军团铁甲，你怎么来的？
Same way as everyone else.
别人一样，OK。
Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious?
怎么不带武器呢
Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid.
？Stupid
Going to have to improvise now.
啊！你看来不爱讲话
If you
哦
were。dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either.
好，你有风湿痛吗？
Nobody is supposed to know about that.
哦，给我猜中
Did
了，
Lucretia tell you?
我自己发现的。
Look, I haven't been at my best lately. All my joints ache constantly, and the pain. It has a way of messing with your head. I get stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me, and then there's the statues, and my doubts about my faith. And I just want to scream. You want to help me? Do what Lucretia hasn't been able to do.
消除你的风湿
Find
痛
me。something to make the pain go away. Until then, get out of my face.
好，我之后来帮你解决你的问题。说了，好，我动不了，是不是你跟我讲话？你又是谁？怎么那么多人呢、我不然按太快了。
Oh my.
伊
I
奎
take it
西
people are
亚。
quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due
我被
formality
你
or
吐槽
courtesy
了。
ask, what is your story?
抱歉，我应该怎么做？
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity
我就
rather
直
more
接错了吗？
indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a
也这样提
refreshing change.
所以你怎么来
No, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
On your best behavior, I trust?
一个叫凯伦的年轻女子把不省人事的我从河里救上来，送到我来这
Karen,
里
you。say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you.
虽然这名字有些老套，不过在我们那边也并不少见。
Older. I see. I wonder if... No,
你想说什么？
I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic.
难道连救我上来的人也有秘密吗？
Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice
完了，
any.
都是凯伦送过来的。你有一点藏着东
I
西。
know. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
那边怎么了？
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so
总是很
chatty,
健谈，喜
always
欢
seeking
和
out
新面孔
newcomers
攀
and
谈，
asking
他们
them
来
where
自
they
何
were
方
from，and how they
因
wound
何
up
流
here.
落至此。
And then, about a month ago,
突然间换了
she
一个人，
suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us
某种共
bloodless
性。
shadows and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the golden rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't
不
want
想
to
我
see
也
that
重
happen
蹈
to
覆
you.
辙，一定
So
要
be
谨
careful,
慎
will
小
you?
心，切记。也许我发现了一个共
You
性，
have? Then what is it?
有些人提到的有一条河，
Yes, I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
这是我所有的发现。
There are definitely some common threads there. But I think we'll need at least a few to ensure we're not just seeing
好，
coincidences.
没有问题。
Keep asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind, and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first.
你知道离开这里的
I
方法
don't,
吗？
I'm afraid.
不知道。
It seems to me we're exiled here until the gods judge us, one way or another.
你对黄金法则怎么看呢？
I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We asked for blessings, for good health, bountiful
批判
harvest,
战的
military
凯旋
victory,，
为此
and in
我们
return,
曾
we offer praise,
曾
wine,
祭赞美，
incense, or
敬香
animals.
膜拜，
But
敬奉
here,
美酒。
it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent
变形
tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
有没有短一点的版
I
本？
suppose so. Jupiter and Mercury put a town to the test by disguising themselves as vagrants
流
and
浪
asking for
者
shelter
祈求
there.
借宿，
Everyone turned them away
客户
and
皆
failed that
紧
test,
闭房门。
except for an
为
old
年迈的
couple
佛
named
西斯
Baucis and Philemon.
腓利
And so
门
the
夫
gods gave them
妇
time to escape and
接
granted
待
them
了
a
他
wish,
们。
and then
哇
wiped that town off the map.
嗯
Some say the moral of
这
that
是预
story
言
is that we must
劝导
all
式
honor
的
the
隐
sacred
形地
rituals
主
of
之一
guest friendship,
进
the
宾客之
reciprocal
道，
obligations owed between hosts and
有点
guests.
深奥
But
哦。
I like to think it's that we should always show
印象
compassion for
漠
those
视
less
者，肆
fortunate
意
than
凌脸。
ourselves.
我同意
I'm
同意。
pleased to hear it.
选
It
举
must be
情况怎么
completed
了
by？ dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the
这
challenger.
马里奥勒
Why
也
do
没
you
有，
ask?
也不是什么好咖。我可以提名其他候选人嘛？
You can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination.
什么人有资格投
All
票？
of the male citizens who are willing
男
and
性
able
公
to
民。
attend, unless they're running, of course.
我能投票吗？
Well,
你不是
you're
公
not
民
a。citizen yet.
OK OK OK。
So, no, I'm afraid not.
好
But
好
if it's
好。
any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an
或许
election
这让你感觉，比如说
by，using whatever gifts the gods gave you.
他在
Nothing to
暗示我用那个
withhold.
时间轮回之术。你在选举中的活动中负责什么？
I'm responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed.
我们可以开始选举了吗？
As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But I
然后
suppose
去
I
找我的
could
好
hold
哥
it
们，
sooner,
问他要不要
if
当
there's a
选。
good reason.
提早举行可以避免选民之间的冲突。
Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. The last thing we need here is additional conflict. Very well. I'll get things started right away.
太快了吧！我只是讲了一下而已。
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
太快了。
Starting.
我不小心，我还没想到按一句它就开始了。好好，我们跟着去看一下到底谁当选。I need your help。好可怕！不要在我耳朵讲话。OK。哦，等下我这里可以。等下如果有人引发黄金法则，我能偷，我尽量偷。反正都是要变金色的，先偷完再说。哇，好多人哦，这里。你又是谁？哇，很刽子手啊，很忙。太快了，你们，我站在这里吧。所以还没有到。走路走快点啊你！哦，就是那个有风湿了。 就是那个。
Citizens,
好。
we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Thank you.
Georgius.
Malleolus.
Dacius.
Malleolus.
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil.
Malleolus.
Wow.
Orpheus.
Malleolus.
And finally, Domitius.
Malleolus.
Wow, Malleolus.
Citizens.
拿那么多票啊
Decision. Your new magistrate is Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate,
黄金法则的神话到此为止，完了，准备绕跑了。剩第50。
of the golden rule is no more.
The golden rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
完了
I have committed no
白痴啊，这些。
This is madness.
His sentence: to fight for his life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Wait, I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon.
完了，我要准备绕跑了。
I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us
准备绕跑喽。
Lies. It is time the golden rule was exposed.
只是个骗小孩的故事，是卑鄙的统治者用来吓唬我们的阴谋。
This is why he's in his gladiator gear. They've been planning this all along.
好。
Shut up, all of you. The
这个
magistrate
行
has
政官一
spoken.
定是坏的。
I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
哦，先跑喽，拜拜。先跑哦。好，反正，哇，哇，先进去偷钱，不是这里，不是这里，不是这里啊，不是这里。跑跑跑跑跑跑 ，run run 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 run！ 不要射我，不要射我，我是无辜的，我没有要犯法这一次。跑跑跑跑跑，哇，跑！这我可以上去吗？不可以，白痴，不能。啊，我没有事，爽赚2000多块，还赚了1瓶。对不起了。好，我们又回去了，又爽赚2000。这一次不是我引发的嘞，黄金法则。很多白痴哎，就讲了有这个黄金法则，不信你看是要出事了才后悔。
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me?
等一下，我是 Hero， 我需要你马上帮我做一些事情。
Sounds serious. I'm listening.
尤利亚快死了，但卢克立夏要有这种 OK。
Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that.
现在就去。
I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
好，拜拜。 我去救人先。选举，拿来打工。圣地拉、圣奈维亚。好，我们先去阻止。我们去最高那边，我会试着帮你，我不信。
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you? What is it, citizen?
我们能聊聊圣地拉吗？
What business is that of yours?
我在找他。
A lot of people have been looking for her, but it's been 3 weeks, and we've found nothing. What makes you think you can do better?
有的时候新的视角可能会起作用。
I suppose that's true.
我知道你对他做了什么。
Scintilla was always a kind, well-behaved young woman. I admit, her disappearance really caught me off guard. If anyone knows something, I'd expect it to be Sentia, Malleolus, Claudia, or Domitius. But none of them will tell me anything. You might fare better though, I suppose.
我知道你对他做了什么。
If you're accusing me of a crime, you'd better have something to back it up. ，Worth a try, I suppose.
没有证据，不好意思，没有证据，只是打个嘴炮而已，不用放在心上。
Please keep an eye out for anything that might lead us to Scintilla.
好，拜拜。你又是谁？哦，你是那个角斗士。
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work.
哦，吵架吗？
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how can anyone trust him to keep us safe, eh?
Why do I get the feeling you lot had something to do with Scintilla's disappearance?
That's it. Blame everyone but yourself.
If I find out you did something to that poor sweet girl,
那时我发现欺负那可怜的小女孩，就算是黄金法则也保护不了你。
As if I'd be afraid of you, little man.
喂 ，Watch your mouth。
Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment, it being election day.
讲讲你自己的事情好吗？
The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me.
你怎么穿得很像一个角斗士？
Because I am a
因为我就
gladiator.
是。
That's why.
可是你现在又不是在
You
竞
want to
技
see
场
me
里。
fight? Keep running your mouth, fatuous cunners.
你知道自己出
When
去了不吗？
Malleolus wins the election, yeah, this place will change. You won't even want to leave. You'll see.
你对黄金法则怎
I
么看
think？it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is
这
going
个
to
就
put
是
an
个
end to
蠢
it
货。
once he's elected.
听上去很不错啊，有什么我能帮的？他会怎么
He's
做
going？to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see.
你为什么不能现在告诉
Because if
我？
I tell you, and it gets out, it'll give old man Sentius a chance to interfere in our plans. And we can't have that. We've already lined up the votes he needs to win.
你只要别爱
Just
世人
stay
之
out
间
of
就
our
相安
way,
无事。
and we won't have a problem.
你打算给谁
Malleolus,
这个
of
讲
course.
废话？
If old man Sentius can't even protect...
我看
Listen, I don't
我
object
从来不
women.
绑架女
They
人，都是
come
他们自己送上门的，
And they keep coming.
每一个都是反
If
复
you
光
know
顾
what I，
你知道我的意思吧？我觉得你在隐瞒着什么事
You
情
don't？know Sturkus.
你这个 Sturkus
Too bad. He's busy.
付得起钱的样子，没有关系，没有问题。
You don't look like you
我有
can afford
3000
it.
出钱干什么？
I'm glad you asked. See, he's a busy man, and this is an important day. He'll be inside practicing his victory speech for tonight. Left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So if you want to see him, I'll need something valuable in return.
好吧，你想要什么？
Something good.
贿赂谁？难道贿赂？ 难道不算原罪吗？
Bribe? That's such an ugly word. What I'm looking for is more of a
进贡。
tribute to me, your soon-to-be patron.
100这样。
What's in Coolio Mio? Just make it good. Just make it good.
啊，我很懂。
Whatever.
我不想给你钱的，
I'll
虽
be
然
watching.
我可以拿多少就拿多少。错了，我要怎样去最顶呢？难道我要靠爬的吗？我还真的私闯民宅，很好。
Ugh, this place has become a thoroughfare.
Hello， 你是谁？
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
有讲一下你的
I'm
故事
Sentia,。eldest
哦，
daughter of
你
the
就是
magistrate.
Sentia。
But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
我不是，你很迷人，你很迷人。
I'm Sentia. What are you...
我不是本地人。
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs.
哇！
Now, remind me,
我
why
一
are we
讲我
having
是
this
外
conversation?
国人，他就换个态度。
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
我能帮得上忙吗？
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
你最后见他是什么时候？3
It
个
was 3 weeks
吃着
ago.
吃着晚
We
餐。
ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy, in love.
像是恋爱
We
了
went
一
into
样。
our rooms. I went to sleep, and when I
一
woke
觉醒
up,
来就不见了。
she was
啊
gone.
哈
That's it.
他是不是跑去撕毁什么
I
人了
think
呢？
so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
为什么？
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
我在和你父亲沟通时，他对此事只字未提，你知道原因吗
That？ doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its
摇
path.
钱树。
He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her. So he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done.
他的情人会不会和这次事件有关呢？
I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come
是不
forward.
是那个麦乐什
That
么
might
事？
speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
圣地巫师，圣地啊，圣地啦！你的名字怎么都是一个模子刻出来
You
的？
really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way
依
of
照自己
branding
父亲
us,
的名字取
like
名
cattle to be
哦。
sold at
OK OK，
market.
对不起。
His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest, and my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she's affectionately known as Scintilla.
你妹妹失踪了，你怎么看起来有些如释重负啊？
Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
我觉得你有事情隐瞒。
You're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
他不要跟我讲话了吗？
Do I need to ask Horatius to...
啊，他真的不爽我呀！让我赏你一个闪光弹。不用在意我，我是来看一下怎么爬。
Citizen?
我看一下这样子爬到没有？哦，还真的可以哦。好，我应该要去那里。 我用那种很邪道的方式过那一个桥。哇，很高，不会跌死吧？哇，扣血了，跳不过。
On your best behavior, I trust.
好，我会遵纪守法的，现在而已。是这里吗？不许。哇，风景是真的美。我觉得等一下可以拍一张照。跑，转圈圈，这里没有人吧？哦，这里有个梯子 ，push， 哎呀，好，我来救你了，不要自杀，冲啊！这里有一条绳可以，可以直接去到那里，好。这里有一条绳可以直接来这里。跑！
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring?
Hello, Casey. 我玩緊。我需要跟乌尔皮乌斯谈谈。
All right. Well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
不要跳楼！不要跳楼！
No. No.
Wait.
What are you doing?
我有钱。
If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of
我
my
整个人
life
生都
working
在
for
为
a
一个
man who treats
把我
me like
当
an
作
animal?
猪狗的人工作？
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care.
不要！
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do.
我有
I've
钱，
never
我有
had to
钱，
deal
不用
with this
怕，不
sort
用
of
怕。
thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
好，我去跟他谈谈。
Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
乌尔皮乌斯，我们谈谈好吗？
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime
No.
against the Empire.
我只是想问问你出了什么
I
事。
screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
What the heck?
I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
他的自杀没有打破黄金法则，那意味着什么？
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine.
是我的错吗？
That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived.
这怎么
We'll
办？
have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa.
这个麦
It's of his
麦
own
列
making,
勒
after
死
all.
真的是啊！
And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
可以推你下去吗？ jump 嘛，叫我 jump 嘛，按一下。我 jump。哇
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been
不是，
elected your
先 set 一下。
magistrate.
像那个乌皮尔巫师应该没有死吧？这个是他吗？不是啊。我潜入豪宅了。那乌皮尔巫师笔记。乌皮尔巫师致他失去的爱人，愿神明照活你。我想让你知道，我已经勉力坚持，但没有了你，我的生命毫无意义。只希望我们能在伊甸园再次相见。好，这可以拿吧？阅读模式哦 ，OK， 好，墨水。我先不要理这个麦约勒斯，尤利亚的笔记，阅读模式。尤利亚自奴役他的麦略勒斯和克劳蒂亚，咒你们下冥界。当你读到这个的时候，我已经死了，因为死亡也比再当一天你们的债务奴隶要好。希望秃鹫在地狱啄死你们的那一章，让你们永无宁日。哇，好，空瓶。这个就是那个毒。好，不要发现我啊，麦略勒斯。还有什么东西可以调查？胡萝卜是紫色的，应该是现代的橙色胡萝卜的前身。好，在通风这么差的条件下烹饪，确实令人不快。但罗马人大概认为那是仆人的问题，与主人无关。还有什么吗？花瓶。没有东西。还有吗？这里也没有。这个不算偷吗？让我拿咯。我不客气了。
Your magistrate, is it? Yes.
Yo.
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above? That was either extremely
要么是鲁莽过人，要么是聪明绝顶。
Why have you risked life and limb to see me?
对于圣地拉的失踪，你知道写什么吗？
Of course not. But as I always say, if Sentius can't protect his daughter,
哇，他的眼睛
how can we trust him
异
to
色
protect
瞳
the
哦，
city?
一绿一蓝的。你对我隐瞒了什么？
Look, if you're trying to find her, you may wish to check the cisterns beneath this villa. Domitius says he saw a body there some weeks back. Of course, just to be clear, I take no responsibility for what happens to you down there.
你对黄金法则怎么看？
You mean the children's fable exploited by Sentius to scare us all into doing what he wants? Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie?
确实是真的。
Nonsense! There's no way you can prove that. If it was real and you'd seen someone break it, then you'd be dead already.
你需要什么证据才能相信它是真的？书笔记，其实我无法证明。OK。
Surely you're not one of those people who believes everything you read, as if a lie could be transformed into the truth by the simple act of writing it down.
我在不断重复同一点的经历，每一次都有人打破黄金法则。
Oh, I see what's happening here.
哇，真的
Another
是
poor,
蠢蛋。
vulnerable soul taken in by Sentius's machinations. He won't get away with this much longer.
即使我无法证明，如果我是对的，那么接受它就能避免一场灾难；如果我是错的，那么接受它也能让城市变得更好，这不是一件好事吗？
I disagree. I'll be guided by what is best for the city's people, and that means giving them the freedom to do as they wish.
看来我说什么都
True,
说
but
服不
that
了
is
你。
simply because you are mistaken.
没有事，你知道怎样出去
I'm
吗？
afraid not. We're stuck down here together, for better or worse. We're all going to have to make the best of it.
说说你的事。
I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today.
你要是赢了会怎么办？
I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this city, just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny.
你要如何实现呢？
By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule. It's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission.
我希望你能退出选举。
Are you insane? You barge into my villa uninvited and then make outrageous demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win?
你如果不退出，我会杀了你。要是你赢了，就会违背黄金法
Don't
则。
talk nonsense. There's no such thing as the Golden Rule.
你将以叛国的罪名逮捕圣地巫师，并通过角斗士决斗判处他死刑。
How could you possibly know that?
我知晓未来。
Nonsense. This is nonsense. I don't know how you know about my plans, but I'm absolutely sure Sentius is involved somehow. And now, I'm going to enjoy watching Domitius kill him even more. Now, get out of here. You outstayed your very limited welcome.
好，我在下一个轮回再来虚张声势，警告你。就是它的风景真的是做得很好看。
Still here?
这里是真的有尸体啊，想要检查呢？好了，不理你，我先走人喽，拜拜。这里是哦，那个庭院，很好。你好。
What now?
你想干什么啊？没有事，没有事。
Whatever. Just remember, I'll be watching.
OK。我又来私闯民宅了。询问圣地拉对乌比尔五世自杀的感受。OK。我留在下午，这里也没有什么东西。可以读一下吗？一个匿名的朋友致奥科塔维亚 （Octavia）， 愿主保佑你。 很抱歉，我不能冒险亲自和你讨论。但如果我是对的，那么你将成为像我一样的信徒。你在这里可能无法公开崇拜他，但请知道，你不是一个人。如果你需要进行祷告的地方，剧院后的洞穴深处有一个特别的地方等着你。在第一个分叉口右转，在第二个分叉口继续右转。 右转，我要去剧院了。好，楼上看一下。 完全什么都没有。剧院在哪呢？
Keep
Isn't
an eye
the
out for
great
Sentinel,
temple
would you?
majestic?
What now? What business? Oh. No, but I don't. You might. Fine. Alright.
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Feio.
Name's Wolfius. If I did, Melio. No. I mean, all these people. Seems like I'm the only. I don't know. But did you?
Okay.
Of course I am.
哦，原来这个是新的吗
Whatever.
哦。我现在才发现他的头会转过来看我了。Holy！ 你会不会看我？找一张弓，这是什么翻译？奈维亚。我把自己关起来了，不要试图跟踪我，不会有好结果的，奈维亚。什么声音一直啪啪声？哎，有10个弓，有10支箭雨了。会不会可能看我？啊，怎么进去呢？这里还有路。巨石。那强森呢？这里有什么东西吗？没有。这里又是哪？主神殿。哦，刚刚那个水就是从这里跳下去，可是很奇怪，他的尸体呢？他的尸体呢？我再跳下去一次。
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted.
不用理我，不用理我。
Deeply honored to have been.
原来我还有2楼还没有
Your magistrate. Yes. Thank you. I'm delighted.
谁在哭 ？Hello， 你是谁
I'm not supposed to be in here.
Claudia， 我们能谈谈吗
Talk? What business could you possibly have with me?
对于圣地拉的
The dainty little thing from next door? Of course not. As much as I despise her father, I would never lay a finger on that poor, sweet child. Well, I've had quite enough of this. Domitius, come quickly. We're being robbed.
我要被抓了，我要被抓了，先跑先。我要被抓了，先跑。
Boy, how did you get in there, you cheeky little stirpers?
Are they?
他没有讲话。好，我先去找他的女儿。你的女儿呢 ？Hello。
Do I need to ask Horatius to escort you out of here? Get out, you horrid barbarian!
喂！哎呀，真的是啊！ Hello.
We're finally alone. I assume you all.
我已经知道你是谁了。
Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the golden rule, forcing me to create a portal in time to bring you here. I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is.
看来我们失败了，你必须重新开始，没有错了。
And you had to start over. Is that about right?
所以说发生了什么？
What happened?
我没能阻止那个人打破黄金法则。
I see. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered, and do better next time. Now, I assume you sought me out again for a reason.
关于调查的事情，我有问题想要问你。这些问题我还没有。Okay.
Now, was there something else you wanted to discuss?
说说你的故事。
Sentius Imperiosus is my name.
之前看过了，是吧？行政官。
Before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome, helping protect civilization from the barbarians.
师傅长是什么？
It's a cavalry officer. I had 30 men under my command. This was my uniform.
你怎么还穿着军装？
As magistrate, I usually wear a toga, but today I may need to survive long enough to create the portal for you, so it seemed prudent.
你是怎么来
My
的
men and
呢？
I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire. Unfortunately, the crowd sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest. I was elected 7 months ago, uncontested because of my command experience. Since then, there's been growing agitation for another election. They're supposed to be annual, but I agreed to hold it sooner, hoping it would placate my constituents. Unfortunately, it just seems to have emboldened certain elements instead. Very well. If I did, I've had plenty of time to think about it. Let me see if I can sum up my thoughts. I've always considered my guiding star to be the well-being
终极目标
of the
一直
people.
是确保罗马
Our
人民的福
survival
祉。
and prosperity have
我
always
们
hinged
依靠
upon
履行
honoring
诸
the
神的
peace
安宁，
of the
众神与
gods,
罗马人民
the
定下的
sacred
神圣
accord
协议，
between
来
the
确保
gods
大家
and the
的
people of
生
Rome.
存和繁荣
Give the
昌盛。
gods what they want and we all
我们
prosper.
给予众神他们想要的东西，大家都会过上好日子。但如果我们怠慢了他们，我们就会死。在这里，我们真正的敌人不是黄金法则，而是人类天生的缺陷。
The temptation to slide into
容易被堕落、
degeneracy,
贪婪
greed,
和傲慢诱惑。
I trust that answers
OK，
your question.
明白明白。
Of course.
我们
What is
看
it?
到谁会？我应该知道是谁。是麦人。
Why do you say that?
等他赢得选举，他会判你犯了叛国罪，将你处死。
What? I'm speechless. How do you know? Of course, this isn't your first loop, is it? Well then, you must stop him from winning the election. I expect you'll need some kind of leverage on him, but I can't be seen to be involved in this, of course, so you'll be on your own.
还要我自己去。
You better not waste any time. And may Swada, goddess of persuasion, go with you.
好，我这就去，我这就去，拜拜。我会去找一下我的好朋友。Where's my best friend? Hello， 不是你。
Feeling all right?
嗯。
That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
再次感谢，还记得哦。Hello， 尤利亚，你的朋友死了，救不到他，对不起。
Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. Galerius just saved my life. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest. You mean my life stopped? Our father found good husbands for my sisters.
我好像有点不一样了。
But I wasn't cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while.
怎么好像不一样去了
7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything.
他夺去了所有东西，所有的生命，几乎所有。
Almost everyone. My
我
employer
的雇
told
主
me
让
to
我
grab
尽
what
可能拿一
valuables
些
I could
值钱
and
东
flee for the
西和人
Tiber
群一起
with the crowds.
跑去
I
海
remember diving into the
坡。
river and then the next thing I knew I was waking up on the riverbank not
全
far
部都
from
是跳
here.
下去，然后忘了。
Thank you. But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since.
明白。
If that's your idea of a joke, it's not funny.
没问题啊，都不
Go
可以咩？
away.
这样子就不爽了。
I know what kind of
发小，这样就不爽。好好好，不理你这样。这有钥匙。看来我要去触发一下黄金法则了。
Wow. Your lamp is incredible.
我这要多少钱？拍照模式哦，原来。哦，有拍照模式哦。哦 ，OK OK， 我之后可以拿来拍封面图了。我的头就直接爆炸了。
How'd you do?
好好好，我先。哎，你又是谁啊？乔治巫师。
Greetings, I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail? Is this a ritual, or perhaps you mean to say you feel like you are ahead of your time?
又一个让我们团结在一起的理由。
Another reason for us to stick together. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps?
说说你的故
My
事。
story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum.
为什么要在这里开裁缝店？
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all?
是差不多
I
吧。
tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the
就
more
越
we
有
can
可
preserve
能
a
保住
semblance
我
of
们的脑袋，
normality,
你不
the
这么
better
认
our
为吗？
chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
我想也是。
Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best. A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself.
要不你告诉我你还记得什么？
I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa.
你是顺着台伯河流漂流而下的。
Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am. Anything you like.
你知道怎么出去吗？啊，不知，不要这么大声，你在干什么？
What are you playing at?
啊，抱歉，我说错了什么吗？
Have you not been told about the last attempt?
最后的企图。
Then I suppose this duty falls to me. Ah, it is a long story.
你跟我说说吧。
Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all. And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out.
这个我能行。
I admire your enthusiasm, my friend, but please allow me to explain why this is inadvisable. There was an attempt.
有住在这里又足智多谋的人尝试过。
They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place.
最好还是不要大声讨论这件事。我不能逃，一逃也是会中这个黄金法。
Ah, yes. The man
一人作恶，众人受难。
As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate.
为什么这么说？
Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks, and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands, until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know.
所以说，我们希腊人对这个法则了如指掌，事实一直如此。黄金法则只是一个归纳，我们能做些什么？ 如果要生存下去，我们每个人都必须听从希腊7先知米利都的泰勒斯的智慧。倘若一件事情别人做了，你会责怪，你自己也不应该去做这件事情。哈哈，听起来好像有点难。
Regrettably, I think you are correct, my friend. For even if 99% of us
即使99%的人遵守这个法则，也还是不够的。可悲的是，无论我们如何保护自己，许多好人毕生的努力都可能因为一个自私的行为，转眼间毁于一旦。我明白。
The voice of experience. I am sorry for your loss, my friend. But on
有点轻松了，我要说一件关于黄金法则的事。 尽管这些黄金雕像个个摆出令人毛骨悚然的姿势，但也是我展示浮生的华丽模特，不是吗？哈哈。
That, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning
倾
toward
向于
voting for
投票
Malone.
给麦
I
略
do
的
not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way.
我能做些什么来改变
Comes
它
to
吗？
my mind, my friend. I hope that our paths cross again
所以
soon.
他是被那个小斗士给挟持了。有什么东西拿吗？
This part of my shop is off limits, even for you, my sartorial
好
friend.
好好好，差不多，今天就玩到这里先。我先去跟我的好朋友讲一下话，然后再偷几个东西就可以结束今天的直播了。好，你们也在这里可以。这是什么？翻译：禁止偷窃，禁止伤人，禁止写下这些话的人显然没能写完。这里有什么东西？哇，这个地图真的是……哦，这里就是那个投票的场所。这突然间转头哦，我会吓死了。没有东西。好，带回去。可惜一步走。这里也有东西吗？女祭司。这里好多人哦。
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
对不起，我不明白什么意思。
They never do. There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. Help me. You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a terrible pattern. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more. The bloodless shadows. This is their punishment. You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. The newly arrived are ignorant.
有什么东西拿吗？哦，非所原形。Yes， 我的人生充满折磨。作为赫尔克里斯的第7位劳役，父母双亡，被打败，被奴役。然而，我会再一次欣然承受所有，因为每一次的失去、受伤和悲剧，都会带我到你那里。你如罗马圣火般闪耀，你明亮的温暖滋养了我的灵魂。我知道我永远无法触碰你，就如我无法留住维塔斯的火焰，但远远的关注你和爱慕你，淋浴在你的光辉中，已经足够。哦吼。
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous
lives,
but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
他会指引你。硬气场模型。 看一下，哇， 我到处去翻找别人的阿波罗神殿的 ，OK， 好，绳索中的箱子，可以，到处，这是什么？哦，这是钱，哇，全部都是钱，我不需要钱，现在不需要。哇，好黑哦，这里。这里又是去哪了？哇，这地图真的好大啊。我可以爬上去吗？上面是不是有箱子？我要怎么过去呢？有上去。看来现在还上不去，我们之后回来。这个罗马帝国的那是5米，哇！这里又是哪？哦，这个是 OK， 明白。好多分岔路哦。我的好朋友呢 ？Where's my best friend？ 看来我要真的去犯法了。好，我去犯法，然后就结束今天的直播。你是谁 ？Hello。OK。终于见面了。
It worked. How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them?
我在一遍又一遍的经历所有东西。
Wait, you're not kidding, are you?
我没有开玩笑啊。
That's the only way you could have known. You're a bit like, what was his name? Sisyphus.
不是。
Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus.
西西弗斯。那是谁来着？
Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago.
希腊
For
国
daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was given a terrible punishment. He was forced to push a great
他
boulder
被
up
迫
to the
将
top
一
of a
块
hill.
大石头
Only
推到
just
山
as it
顶，
reached the top, it would roll all the
但
way back
是
down
只要
to the
刚
bottom,
推到山顶，它
forcing
就
him to
会
start
被
over
滚下来。
over and over again for all eternity, just like you. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the
诸
gods
神让人
punishing
一遍
people
又
by
一遍
making
的
them do
做
the same
徒劳无功
futile
的任
task over and
务，
over.
借此惩罚他
Tantalus
们
was。made to grasp at fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Pleiades had to keep fetching water in a sieve. Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. But on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were. Anyway, I don't know
总
which
之，我
god
不
you
知道
managed
你
to
是
upset
惹
to get
上哪
yourself
位
into this
神明
position,
才落
friend,
得
but
这
you seem
种
all
境
right to
地。
me.
不过，我觉
So
得你知道
I'll tell you what, I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you.
哇，
You just focus on
真的
finding a
好
way
好
to
啊！
break the cycle you're in.
谢谢你。
Anytime, friend. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this next time we talk anyway, right? Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted. May fortune smile on you, friend.
等，我想还要问你一些东西。
I saw you slide down that rope before. Very impressive. And strange, too, since that device you used is exactly the same as one I've been working on for weeks. Oh, of course. It's because I already gave it to you in a previous time loop, isn't it? Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor? Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower from the rock spire in the middle of the lake. It's too steep to climb, so I hung a rope over the lake and made this pulley device, only I couldn't quite summon the nerve to use it. Do you think you could use the device again and try to get that flower for me? I don't really feel comfortable talking about it.
来嘛，告诉我是对谁有意思。
I'll tell you everything if you get it for me. All right?
好，当然。
Thank you. It would help me a lot. There's no rush, just whenever you get a chance.
好。
All right, friend. Hope you find a way to break that cycle you're in.
我在下一个轮回再帮你。我现在去开箱子，在这里。奈维亚的 ，OK。等一下，不想按太快哦。我有4000 ，OK。看一下啊，柳树皮 ，OK。那我现在要去跟那个很暴躁的。那个人叫什么名？不是你，很难找人了。这要找人的时候，你不懂他们在哪。刺客之弓，哇，吓死！哇，经过也会扣血啊！好，没办法了，我看来今天只能玩这么多。先去采花。哦，那个花在这里，好，吓死我，不好意思。哇，所以我要在半空中跳下去，我会不会摔死啊？哇！我真的会摔死吧？再试多一次。这个游戏蛮有趣的。来，再来一次，这次我要提早一点跳。跳吧！啊！喂，不是，为什么一直飞过头？再来一次，不行就等明天了。可恶！哦，哇，很好。哎呀，好，在哪 ？Hello， 把东西给你，我就要去轮回了。
My Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your mind?
拿到你要的花了。
Brilliant! You did it! Well done. This is going to make her so happy.
哦，李逵系啊。
Now I just have to figure out how to give it to her. What I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, and confess I've been madly in love with her since the moment we met. But on the other hand, I can't shake the feeling that the consequences could be terrible.
能遭到哪去呢？
Aside from her execution? You see, Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of chastity, the breaking of which would be an extremely serious affront to the gods and a capital offense. Even if she was just suspected of being unchaste, it could lead to her execution. Unchaste Vestals get buried alive. Oh, and I'd get flogged to death for good measure. But at the same time, she's just so kind and graceful, and I feel so much love for her that if I don't tell her, it'll burn a hole in my chest. I don't know what to do. What do you think? What would you do?
你应该告诉他你的感受，别去想什么结果了。
Now that I hear you say that out loud, I hear how crazy it is. I think maybe I need to be a bit more cautious. What I need is a go-between. Someone who can tell her how I feel and find out how she feels without risking her life. What do you say? Do you think you could help me one more time?
No.
Wonderful! Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret admirer. Tell her I'll keep my distance and that I just want her to know that she's loved.
非常好，交给我。
Thank you. Come back as quick as you can and tell me what she says.
啊，我要去轮回啊！这个东西我明天再帮你做。我先去偷个东西。没有，好，偷东西喽！好 ，Yes，Go。
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
拜拜。哇，你怎么跑快过我啊？本地巫师，不要跑，不要跑！拜拜。我又再赚了2000了，爽啊！好，我这里拍一张照。
Salve, friend. All right then.
不好意思，不好意思，我先拍张照，然后关播啊。我拍哪里好呢？我拍这里，拍这里。切换视觉效果。哦，拉斯维加斯不错。这样子吧。嗨。哦，我应该拍好了，好。那我们先保存。好，保存成功。好，今天先玩到这里。谢谢大家的观看，大家晚安了。我们明天再继续玩这个遗忘之城，我觉得蛮有趣的，虽然还不懂到底发生了什么事情，不过可以靠这一个轮回一直去解锁不一样的对话是蛮好的。OK， 那我们明天再继续。好，晚安了大家，拜拜。